When I first came to Florida, I actually went to this little place called New College, where I was able to make it my own. I was able to go to the Ringling because it was right next door and see some really good art, as well as see some of the coolest performances at the Solo. I was also in some of the coolest performances at New College. And it was all good until
It was definitely a weird thing to go through, where all of a sudden your college is on the national news and people and reporters are at your school constantly, and there are constant threats of violence. It's also a weird thing that since there are only about 600 people that went to that school at that time, I know most of the people who are in the photos that are being spread across the internet. So it's a weird thing to just be like, oh, that's my friend Casey. Oh my gosh, that's Kyle and Sophia. Oh my god, hey, that's KP. And Libby, the person who allegedly spit on Chris Russo and was arrested because of it, they were a friend of a friend. Like, my friend Carlos was friends with them. So it was a very weird situation where it's like being thrust into the public eye against your will and for a bad reason. And just personally could not take it, and so I ended up transferring after that spring semester of 22. Ended up going to Eckerd for one semester, and then it was just way too much money and I ended up here. But it was a really weird experience. It makes me really sad for the people who are still there, because I still have a lot of friends who are still there, and they tell me about how horrible it is, and they don't have enough housing for the new students, and so they're living in hotels now. My friend is the one who created the alternate graduation, which was really cool, and if you recognize those pants, those are from Rocky Horror, because it was a big deal that we were still able to put it on, and they were able to put it on again this year, but it was a whole deal with them not being able to mass email it, that they were having the showing, which was really odd. And I'm still friends with the teachers and everything, and
here's a photo of my advisor Diego with Cruz Rufo, and we do not like him.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But for me personally, it was really horrible to find this place where I could see myself, like, fitting in and having these great friendships and these great opportunities, and it all being taken away because the governor didn't like us. And because of that, I had to leave for my own sake, and I'm glad that I jumped ship, and I'm really sad that it's not what it used to be. And it has this beautiful history since the 1970s of being a very queer and accepting place, and that was the majority, which, coming from a small town in Ohio where the majority was Christian white people, it was really eye-opening and just an amazing experience to be around like-minded people for once in my life. So to have that taken away by the governor really sucked. But I think that it's transformed me, not only in the experience of having New College being taken away, but having it, period. I mean, I got to do some crazy, cool experiences, and like the show Stupid Fucking World that I was a part of kind of changed my life a little bit, but it made me better at, talking to people, communicating, and coming from someone whose entire schooling experience up until they went to college was the same people for 18 years, because we were such a small school district. It was such a shove out the door to move across the country and then end up at this really cool and liberal place and then to have it be taken away. Just really shaped me.